What's up guys, Garrett here from Code the Web, and today I want to talk to you guys about something awesome. Actually, it's probably one of the most important things that as a designer or a developer that you'll be able to have in your arsenal, and that is the process through which you go to do things. I also would like to preface this video by saying that this will most definitely not be the only video that I do on this subject, because it is a crucial part of your designing and creation of things that are awesome. It's not like you have to get this down, but if you don't make your own process that works for you, you might find it hard to make things and be successful at making awesome things that you're proud of. Okay, so what I want to talk about in this video is the creative process that I went through when I was designing the Code the Web logo. Wait, hold on. This right here is my channel, and you can't see that. So my logo is kind of like, there's negative space that makes up the C, and then what's filled in the, it's not black, it's like an off bluish black color, that makes up the W. So that W was kind of an accident. I didn't really realize that was going to happen until I did it, and then realized, wait, that kind of looks like a W. But this is what happened. Okay, so I wanted to have a really awesome, I guess a word to use would be iconic logo. It's like not that my logo is iconic, but just like that style of logo, like really simple, really clean, really nice, fresh, could be used across anything, anywhere, right? Like it's not like it only looks good in the way that I'm presenting it on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. Like I wanted it to be, universal is the good word to use. So universally applicable to whatever way I want to present it in, right? So I wanted it to be like a letter because so we actually had an old logo. Like this is back when the channel first started, like 5 years ago or something like that. And it had just like, it said Code the Web, I think, and it had like these like the brackets, like the greater than and less than sign like you do in HTML, and it was really, really nice at that time. But now I don't think it would be like, not acceptable, but I think it would kind of be like very dated, old-fashioned, right? That was like before flat design was like ever a thing, right? And so over the years, I wanted to change it, and I don't even remember honestly what it was before. I think at one point it just said code, and that's all it was. But it changed around so much, and then eventually I was thinking to myself, well, I didn't really want to brainstorm what like graphical images came to mind when I thought of code. I thought that was kind of thinking too much into it, and I wanted it to be as simple as possible. And at that time, when I was creating this logo, or when I started creating this logo, a lot of companies were starting to use just like the lowercase letter or the uppercase letter or some combination of letters or whatever it was, right? And I thought, well, yeah, I'll do that. Like, why not? That's what's in style right now. Like, that's what's trendy. Like, let's do it, right? I actually didn't create the logo that I have right now, like, just in one shot. It was kind of over the course of like a few months. And, you know, if you have clients, that's probably not like an okay thing, because it was just for myself, because it was for just my YouTube channel. That's very acceptable. If you have a client, you can't really take a ton of time to be making a logo. You kind of have to do it within the time constraints that they provide you. I didn't have that issue because it wasn't for a client, it was just for me. The first logo I came out with was a C. It was always a C. Actually, I think I tried finding like a font that I really, really liked where I could just put the letter C up, and then I couldn't find anything that I liked. So I was like, well, what if I make it out of shapes? So I tried to, I'm going to show you this when I draw it out, but I'll just draw it out actually. Okay, so I started out with I don't think it'll be backwards for you guys. I started out with this. It's not very good because I just sketched it out, and I'm not good at sketching things. In the computer, it was very proportional, and it made sense, and it looked fine. The colors, which I don't remember what colors I used at the time. I've switched my colors like too many times. So I don't remember exactly what they were, but that was the first iteration of the logo that I had. So once I had this, which I do remember using for a little bit, I ended up moving to a different shape. Hold on, I will show you. This is the shape that you might notice now from the negative space on my current logo. That was kind of just a way, me trying to make the C a lot simpler. And so at some point or other, I guess I had been just messing around with it, and that's what came out. Okay, but even though I used that shape, I didn't actually just make it like that like I have now. I had like a lot of little squares that made up. So just really quickly before I show you this, when I was thinking of doing this video and I drew this out in my mind, it turned out a lot better than how this turned out. Okay, thank God it never looked like that on my channel because I made it properly in Photoshop and then everything was scaled and all that nice stuff. Okay, so this is what I came up with, and this was just me trying to do something that I had never seen before. I wanted to incorporate not just a C, but also a square, and the current thing that I have is, so there's a C and then there's the W. That wasn't really my intention. Actually, that wasn't my intention at all. It kind of just turned out that way completely by accident when I put the C inside of the square, and then in order so you could see the C in the square, I made the C like kind of come in a little bit more, so there was like a border around. This is what happened when I put that C shape into a square that was already just like black, okay? Other way. That. Okay? This was completely by accident. I didn't realize that there was going to end up being what looks more or less like a W there. That just kind of got really, really lucky with how that worked out. So the point here is that there are 3 different versions of the logo that I tried and went through. And my point is that you're not going to come up with the finished product on the first try. You know, if you're working for a client, then yeah, you have time constraints, and that's why you have to plan and create deadlines for yourself throughout the project so that you can have it all done on time. But if you're working for yourself, and I know a lot of you, I think, are, because a lot of you are working on your portfolios or just trying to learn and do as many things as you can to learn. So you guys do have a lot more time where you can kind of just work on different things and iterations throughout a month or 2 months or whatever it is. So what I would say is 3 things. 1, it helps a lot to have experience in doing these things, and the only way you can get experience is just by doing things. Same thing with knowing a language versus the experience to do whatever you want, that video that we made last time. I think the same thing is true for designing something. You have to have the experience to know what looks good, to know what you can do, to kind of, you don't have to know exactly how something's going to turn out. But if you don't have an idea of how something's going to turn out, it might be hard for you to come up with ideas of new things to try. And in this case, it worked out pretty well for me because I accidentally made a logo that I really, really like, and that I think is pretty good. And I think that's also part of your creative process. I mean, you might have like for me, my creative process in doing this was do this kind of a thing, figure out what I wanted, which was to just have a C. I didn't find a font that I liked, so I tried to make it in shapes, and that was just me trying to make a C. Next, I wanted to simplify it, so I think there's a trend now to make things simple. So I wanted to simplify it, but still make it unique, and that's where I got that terrible drawing of all those squares, or diamonds, I guess. And then after that was just trying new things to take that basic shape of a C and put it in a box or put it in a circle or do whatever I could possibly figure out how to do and just do it and see what had happened. And I think once you come up with this creative process that you can use for yourself, designing things and creating things will become a lot easier. I will make another video going over the creative process when I make like websites and stuff, because the way that I code things I think is very, well, actually I don't know if it's only me that does it, but I know it's just a process that I came up with myself just through years of coding things out. Same thing with this. This is just a process that I have of just trying things, thinking things. I think a lot of the time when you just sit down and if you're just thinking of things, right, and you're just thinking off the top of your head, like just imagining yourself doing this or imagining yourself doing that, and then as you continue to think about these things, I think it's really easy, at least for me, to get new ideas of how to do things and different concepts of things to try. That's how I came up with this. That like played a huge role in this. I was just kind of thinking, trying new things, and that's how that kind of happened. So if you can just do that and just think and try things, I think you will find success in whatever it is you're trying to make. I hope that helped you. If it didn't, I'm sorry. If it did, definitely let me know down below what your creative process is. What do you do when starting a new project that makes it successful for you? Things that you like, maybe something you think I should try, Or if you think something that I mentioned here can help you, let me know what it was before my camera dies or it's like something's blinking. Not really sure what it is, but whatever. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you thought this video was helpful. Also, comment, rate, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And share this video. It helps out the channel immensely. Take care, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.